Good morning, everybody. Hello, welcome. I don't know if it's morning when you watch this, but it's morning for me. It's a beautiful day up here in the Pacific Northwest. My name's Adrienne. This is my channel, Evolvehumanity. Welcome in. Today I want to do a reading on aligning yourself with the energy that is for your best and highest good, and asking Spirit, God, universe, however you qualify that, to guide you on your journey and help you navigate the current state of the world in a high vibration. So what does that mean? It means that you are actually aligning yourself in the most authentic version of who you are, and you're operating from that perspective. It means you're actually standing in a grounded space of who you are, knowing and growing yourself into being as this person who says what they mean, means what they say, lives from a place of truth and love and integrity, and is following the path toward their highest good in their mission. So if you haven't already spent some time thinking about what is your mission, that's a good place to start. Like, why are you here on earth? What is your intentionality to be here, to have this existence? Because we're all here right now. And I think one of the clearest ways to align yourself in the most authentic version of who you are is to really get clear about what is your intentionality on living in this existence. Is it you are here to have conversations around how to shift the context in which we relate to one another? Is it to create communication so that communication works on a global scale? Is it to create conversations around how do we have, powerful relationships with one another? For me, it's all about supporting people and holding space so that they can get really clear about who they are in terms of their highest good, and who are they evolving into being in order to raise the vibration on the planet. So what is your intentionality? What's your mission? Who is it that you want to be while you're here in this experience? Where are you on your journey? What kind of energy do you see yourself aligning yourself to help you continue to evolve? That's kind of what this whole channel is about. It's really about creating the space to help us all kind of collectively come together, to work together, to raise the consciousness, to change the way that we operate that doesn't work, that isn't in balance, that is counterintuitive, that is low vibration. For me, one of the things that I am a real stand for, which if you've watched any of my videos, you may have heard, is creating a world that isn't just about creating balance between who we are in terms of equity and in terms of equality. And it's really about creating balance in terms of how do we have a healthy mind and body, and how do we bring all that together. And for me, one of those things that I've really grappled with is around veganism, and how you actually live in a world that sustains the planet, and also really being really clear about what does that mean. And also around, if we're having conversations around like undoing institutional oppressions, but yet we as a human species, exploit animal agriculture, that's like speciesism. So like really getting clear about like, where are you in terms of what you want to do to raise the vibration on the planet with the resources that you have available, and how awake are you in that process? So it has been quite a journey for me. And I'm just, every day is just, you just take one step at a time. You just breathe, you just practice your breath work, you focus on the things that you have control over. You continue to develop self-love and self-respect, and you hold space for those around you, and you respect those and in terms of where they're at on their journey. So anyways, let's see where we go with this. Lots of energetic shifts and changes. We're now in Mercury retrograde. We have Neptune in retrograde. Divination. Here, I try it so you can see the cards, but camera, then okay, divination, farewell to the moon, Yamaya. I've gotten this card several times. Okay, so the deck that I'm using is the Oracle of the Mermaids. I got this deck as a birthday gift last week from my very good tarot reading friend. Shout out to Natalie H. This deck is beautiful, and it's all about really generating balanced feminine energy. I've been doing a lot of readings lately, and they've been really exploring how we're healing that internal masculine. So I thought it would be really important to bring in some of the feminine energy as well. So I think what is really occurring right now is actually we're shifting this planetary experience, and in the end of December, we're going to be moving into the age of Aquarius, where all these planets that have been existing in Capricorn, including Jupiter, are going to move into Aquarius, which is going to change the world as we know it. And I think what that actually looks like is how we have structures, how we have rules and regulations, and kind of bringing a softer, more yin energy in this yang experience. So yes. So divination, tarot, divination. How are we practicing meditation? How are we creating habits and rituals that actually support us and creating a space to actually allow for rituals to be created in our life that help us become closer to our spiritual relationship, to our relationship to spirit, and to our internal spirituality. So this says prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. So hey, I'm thinking something is on the horizon that is actually going to be really abundant, and it's fated, and it is important. Farewell to the moon. The next card. Appreciate and enjoy the lunar light cycles. I think this is going to be happening in the next month or so. So something is changing over the next month or so that's actually going to be related to what's happening, what's fated for you, what's happening in maybe in your finances or your stability, or something shifting that's actually going to change the way you go forward. And I think that this is Yamaya, grandmother of ocean, primordial. I'm actually going to look this one up. This one is, it's a beautiful card. It's a mermaid with a baby. Something's being birthed here. Something is actually going to shift in your life in the next moon cycle. So it could be, we have a new moon in Libra coming up this week. It's a super moon. It's all about balance and bringing yourself into that balance. We also have Mercury we have Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio. So it's all about really looking at things really deeply and thoughtfully, and really, creating probably some balance around some of the experiences that have had. I just opened the book right to that. There's something here. Okay, let's see. Feeling drawn to underwater or sea people's archaeology, exploring the past, truly ancient history, alternative earth and off-earth history, understanding the power of the sea, and respecting deeply female divinity in all its forms, human, animal, and all creatures. Exploring your own power and exploring what you can birth and empower. Okay. So understanding the landscape and seeing the divine in the curve of the hill and the belly of the mountain and the womb of the sea. Developing an interest in Santeria, voodoo, and the lines which blur across belief systems. So really understanding your spirituality. Looking to become more primal, to reconnect with your ancient self. And looking at how your ancestral lineage has brought you to the space that you are in today. And what are you based on what you've learned and how you've evolved into the person you are today, how then are you going to use this experience, this historical context of who you've become, to help navigate your path going forward? So using your third eye chakra will help you. So third eye, crown chakra is third eye and crown chakra are highly activated, yet sacral and base chakra powerfully grounded and flowing too. So really getting your chakras in alignment. If you're familiar with what that is, it's the energies, the spaces in your body that make up the energetic portals. So if you're not familiar with that, you can definitely go online, and there's plenty of information on YouTube about your chakras and getting them in balance and It's important that you're aware of where there are blockages. So like if you have a blockage in your solar plexus, which is this space right here in your gut, right below it, so your heart chakra, your solar plexus, there could be something in that space that could be having a blockage, which is allowing you to actually trust your intuition. Or if there's a blockage in your heart chakra, you might be struggling with like, your feelings, your emotions. I think what this is saying is that something is on the horizon here within the next, week to 4 weeks. It's going to change your life. Maybe, we've talked about by the end of this year as things are shifting. And it may happen relatively quickly. And I think what Spirit is saying is that you should ground yourself in your chakras and trust your guidance from your spirit guides or from your ancestral, from the guides that you can't necessarily see but can hear. So really just being one with what's about to happen, and trusting that this is all fated and for your best and highest good, will help you sort of in this experience. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to pull some tarot. I'm going to use the Light Seers tarot. This deck is really cool. So yeah, like, have you thought about how things from your history have had an impact on who you are? One of the things I've been really recognizing lately is how I was taught and conditioned as a young person to have particular ways of seeing how I have relationships, and really getting clear about how those help and hinder your current state of relationships, and maybe recognizing the patterns that are low vibration and interrupting them so that you can incubate something new. This could be around money. This can definitely be about how you've witnessed your family or your ancestors with resources and how they've managed those resources, how they've gone forward with reinvesting their resources. And maybe that has not, maybe you haven't witnessed the highest vibrational experience of that and you're interrupting that. What do you do with the resources that you have available to you? How do you invest? How do you invest in yourself? How do you create the life that you want? There's definitely something about that. All right, let's see. Let's see where we go with this, folks. Interesting. Well, these readings, there's been a storyline, a themed storyline for like the last 6 weeks that I've been, for the last year. The readings generally have storylines based on energy that's kind of collectively happening. So you can kind of get a theme of everything that we're kind of going through, and different things show up in terms of blocks that we need to overcome. But there's a kind of a common theme that we're kind of in this space, this crossroads about while we're in Mars retrograde, reevaluating the way we live so that we can create new systems and structures to help us navigate forward. So justice, right there with the moon card. There's something right here. This new moon in Libra that's coming up is going to activate. There's going to be some mission activation there. You're going to have an awakening. There's going to be an awakening around things that you need to learn, things that you're learning. You might think you know everything, and this is going to prove to you that you don't. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, interesting. 5 of Pentacles, Death. There you go, baby. 4 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Fool, new beginnings. Oh, these both want to come out. So 7 of Wands, 10 of Swords, Temperance, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. One more. Okay. All right, here we go, you guys. Let me make some room here. All right, so what's happening is you're having an enlightenment. You're having an experience where you're getting really clear, a download, if you will, around how to create balance in your life related to how you've operated with how you learn things, how you learn lessons, how you experience knowledge. You're really you're interrupting some thought process pattern that may have had you believe that you know more than you actually do. This is all about really recognizing that that there are some light bulbs going off. Ding, 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 ding. This card, she's holding, they look like balloons in the air, and she's holding a book on a tightrope. She's balancing a lot of things here. She's like really working it all out. And what I think Spirit is saying is that there's some light bulbs going off around how balance looks in your life, and what exactly is it that you're creating for yourself. So on the horizon here, we have the Knight of Cups. There's a new offer coming towards you. There might be a new relationship coming towards you, and you might not have, you may or may not see this coming, but what you're really doing is learning some new things about how you operate in relationships to your finances, and in relationships to your money. So there are patterns that you're recognizing around how you think you might know everything. You might be a know-it-all. I know I am, because I know everything. No, really. I mean, if you can't see your blind spots, you can't see what you can't see. You don't know what you don't know. So you're sitting in a space of thinking you know what you know, but in reality, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Because what's happening here is an awakening. So if everything you think you know is what's gotten you here today, and what you really want is something beyond where you are, you have to try on that you don't know what you think you know, so that you can see where your blind spots are, so that you can actually interrupt things that keep you from actually moving forward. So what is underpinning here, what is happening is that you are moving responsibly toward some stability, but it's slow. It's not happening as fast as you want it to happen. It's moving pretty, kind of slowly. You got to be really patient. But it's actually quite lovely and calm. And I think how you're going to feel, though, in the short version is pretty, as you go through this process, there's going to be some things that come up around loss and feeling like you're never going to get ahead. Like you're always going to be in this, you're always going to be broke. You're never going to find the relationship that you want. You're going to, that's a feeling that is going to be there. And that is where, this is what you need to, this is where the work needs to happen. In the Five of Pentacles, you need to really look at that mentality. You really need to recognize how your lack and loss mentality, how your woe is me, I can never get ahead, I'm never going anywhere, I can't ever create the relationship that I want, that has to be interrupted. Because what is actually happening right now in this, what is currently, what you're working through is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. You're rebirthing who you are. You're rebirthing your ways of being for new opportunities to become available to you. And how people see you is the Four of Wands. That's a beautiful card. That's a card of celebration. People see you as somebody who is stable. If this is a relationship reading, you could have a water sign and an earth sign coming to you. I see Scorpio. I see Libra. I see Sagittarius. I see Sagittarius here. If this is a relationship reading and you do experience if you are experiencing somebody coming towards you, or if this is all resonating, I think what could be happening is the way you've been conditioned to do relationships is no longer how you're going to continue to do relationships. And that does not serve you. That doesn't work. That isn't giving you the kind of satisfying connections that you want. So Spirit is saying, people who the way you're acting in life right now is really it seems in a higher vibration. That the energy that you're aligning yourself with is around actually creating for yourself the kind of prosperity and stability that looks like fun and loving and potentially long-term experience. And you've worked really hard on this. You've been working at this for however long, your whole life. 7 years. I mean, you've been working on cultivating the kind of love and abundance that you want to create for your life. And that's going to elevate you in your mission for quite a long time. But you're hopeful that you're going to interrupt this constant chatter and stress in your head, that you might be having sleepless nights around. There's something about this noise. There's a lot of noise. There's some noise in the background. There's noise in your sleep. And you could be really afraid that this isn't going to manifest. This isn't going to be what you want it to be. And so therefore you experience things as difficult, concerning. There's a lot of concerns. There's a lot of concerns about this new beginning and about what is on the horizon, because you can't necessarily see it. But you're standing your ground. You're standing in your convictions of what no longer serves you. You're really walking away from shit that isn't moving you forward. Because where you're headed is making decisions to bring things together around your stability and interrupting you might be deciding, if this is a relationship reading, you might be deciding how you're going to go forward with somebody, with an earth sign or a Sagittarius. Or there could have been there's going to be some heartbreak no matter how you look at this. There's going to be no matter how you evaluate what you're doing, there's going to be some loss, because you have to let go of something in order for something new to come in. And in that space is where you can experience loss. So if this is a relationship reading and you're confronted with how you're going to go forward in being in this relationship, maybe there are more than one, you're dealing with more than one person, or this is about you and bringing dealing with parts of yourself. What parts of yourself are you going to be willing to let go of in order for something new to be cultivated, a new relationship to yourself to be cultivated? So if this is resonating, awesome. If you like the content that I'm creating, please give me a thumbs up. I'm gonna actually look further into this reading. I'm gonna look at Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Libra, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius or an Aries. I definitely see there's an earth sign here too. So there's earth and water, Aries, Libra, Sagittarius. All right, you guys, I hope this reading resonated. What is possible in this opportunity is abundance and stability. That's what's possible. So let's see what the blocks are that are actually keeping you from moving in that direction. What advice Spirit might have to say. I'm going to look at if you're dealing with any of these signs that I listed, and what is the outcome by aligning yourself in your highest vibration. So all right, you guys, have a good rest of your day. I hope this reading resonated. I will see you again soon. Ciao.